everybody, welcome back to my studio. I've got another pedal to show you today. This one is the XTS Atomic Overdrive. There she is there. Really a great pedal. It's definitely not what I would consider like a transparent overdrive. These are pedals that I kind of consider more of like an amp in a box pedal, or even more so like an amp saver pedal. It's like, you know, I end up going out on sessions sometimes or flyouts, and you'll either end up with just a total turkey of an amp, or you'll get an amp that's just kind of the wrong gain style amp. You know, you show up needing a high gain tone and you get a Fender Twin. So this pedal, with the huge amount of versatility that it has, really, you know, if you just showed up with this pedal and your guitar, you're probably going to be in really good shape. It's a 5 control pedal. It's got volume, gain, bass, treble, and mid. Now in the mid settings, there's a switch called the mid select that basically gives you different shelvings of mid, from a low mid to a high mid to a true kind of mid, and then you can boost or cut that frequency, and that's what makes the pedal so incredibly versatile and also very helpful as a standalone pedal for flyouts and sessions. It's got quite a bit of overdrive gain on tap as well. So yeah, it's a really great pedal. And yeah, without further ado, let's check it out. It's the XTS Atomic Overdrive. Okay guys, welcome back. Let's take a listen to this XTS Atomic Overdrive. I'm going to use my McCarty 58. It's got the 5708 pickups in it. And I'm going to be using the Suhr Badger 30 this time. And I've got it dialed up pretty plain Jane, or I would say unadorned and relatively clean, so that we can make this pedal kind of do all the work. So here's my, my clean voice. And here's the Atomic Overdrive. So right there I've got it dialed relatively low gain, but right away it sounds like you've kind of switched to another head, you know, kind of with its own voice, and it's a great voice. I've got it set up right now with the switch for the mid control in what would be called the high mid setting, and we'll get more into that in just a second. But I'll just let you hear it one more time with the pedal off and then back on. Cool. So let's just roll the gain up real quick and see what we get into. I'll go ahead and roll it up to about noon. So right away there's a lot of gain on tap, and that's just at noon so far with the amp dial really clean. I'm not much of a shredder, but you could certainly shred on this thing. Let's go ahead and just let me just strum the guitar, and I'll just roll the gain all the way from left to right for you. of gain on tap. But what's really cool is even with that much gain, the pedal remains reasonably tight and fairly articulate from top to bottom when you're actually just playing a chord. That's a lot of gain. So let me go ahead and roll it back. Now that you guys have an idea of what that's doing, and let's just let's go back to looking at the mid control. Okay, so I've got it rolled back a little bit on the gain. Let me go ahead and put the mid control to 12, and we've got it in the high mid setting right now on the switch of the 3 settings that I mentioned earlier. So right away there's a little bit more mid there. Kind of that British, almost like a small combo amp tone. This was a lot of the stuff that I really dug when I was first checking out the box, was just the biggest range of tones that could be drug out of the box. It was so cool that I could get like a scooped mid tone all the way to a tone like this, which is more of kind of a bumped mid. And just to show you really quick, I'll go ahead and roll the mids to the left or down. Now I'm boosting it. So that's almost like if you took a wah pedal and maybe ran it like just a little bit of tilt there and turned it on. It's got that kind of voice. But that's what's so cool is I just rolled this sucker without touching bass or treb, all the way from a really, really scooped out tone all the way to a high enough, like high mid boosted tone that it almost sounded like you had turned on a wah pedal and just left the treadle at a certain setting. So let me go ahead and put it back, and I'll move the switch to the low mid setting, and we'll kind of do the same thing. So here it is, center, or 12 o'clock. I'll go ahead and cut it and roll it for you. So there it is in the low mid setting. Let me go ahead and do the same thing real quick with the switch on the mid setting, and we'll play kind of the same thing. Here it is at 12. I'll go ahead and do the same thing. I'll roll it all the way to the left and then to the right for you. So every single one of those shelved settings with the switch they're really, really usable pretty much throughout the range, but that's what makes this box such a kind of just amp or situation friendly box, is it's just got so many tones just within the mids that you can choose from, and you don't really get to do that on a lot of the stomp boxes that are out there. There's kind of a one mid shelf that they've kind of chosen for the box. and there either is zero control for it, or if the control's there, it's a shelf that you're not finding is all that usable. With this, it's a very, very versatile, just kind of mid control. Now on top of that, you've got bass and treb as well. So I'm going to leave it in the high mid setting, and let's just look at bass and treb. So I'm going to go ahead and just put this guy, you know, all three knobs at 12 o'clock. So let's just roll the bass real quick, left to right. So that's really nice if you're wanting to kind of match the low end that's already on the amp, or boost low end. You can certainly do it with that setting, so it's great. Of course, we've already heard what the mid channel can do. Let's listen to just the treble control, and I'll do the same thing just real quick. So that's a nice control. It's a more kind of toppy treble. It doesn't get super strident or harsh, even rolled all the way over. And I found that to be really usable as I was dialing in the solo sound on that Les Paul. It was great. As I found kind of the mid shelf that I wanted, I was able to kind of get that top end to sit really nicely in the track, which is kind of the world I live in, is how does this stuff sit in a track, and it's, you know, it's great to dial it in by itself, but then how does it sit with other instruments kind of surrounding it, and how much control am I going to have over it? So the box was really astounding for that kind of stuff. And it will clean up nicely, as you heard. So yeah, I think I've pretty much covered what this box is capable of. I'm really impressed with it. Once again, I really think it's one of those perfect boxes to just show up on a session with that and your guitar, and know that you're going to be pretty safe getting your tones dialed in, or, you know, a live event, fly out kind of thing. It's going to be kind of your lifeboat box. So as always, thanks for stopping by and checking out my videos. If you have any questions about this box, certainly go to exacttonesolutions.com, and I'll make sure to put the proper link up there. And they'll answer any questions you may have. All right, you guys, take care. We'll see you next time.